What is up, Flash fans? My name is BobaTalks and welcome to my Nora Allen / mystery girl / what the hell happened theory video, or theory breakdown video, because I'm going to be breaking down, or just talking at least, and wanting to share with you guys in case you didn't already know some of them, and also get you guys involved in this whole freaking Nora Allen discussion, because there's a bazillion theories out there. I'm only going to be talking about a couple, and just as a disclaimer, I'm not taking credit for any of these. I for the life of me, have no idea where these came from, but just know that I do not take responsibility for coming up with these, even though a couple of them are just, I don't know, a lot of people have guessed them. I'm just going to be talking about what I think of them, and maybe, I don't know, add in a couple of thoughts of my own, and then maybe you guys can do so in the comments, and maybe offer future ones, so I can do maybe like a part 2 and a part 3 to this, because, you know, we've got a while till the Flash comes back, so there's going to be plenty of speculation as to what the hell actually happened, and what was Nora Allen's big mistake. So if you're brand new to this channel, and you want more Flash videos just like this one, or subscribe for more videos, and like this video if you do go on to enjoy it. I also want to say, if I sound a bit different, I am pretty sick. I'm so congested, sore throat, the lot. That sucks. Maybe a like to make me feel better. But anyway, guys, as if I have to go over this, but let's quickly recap the ending. Barry Allen was saving basically planet Earth because that satellite was coming down a gazillion bazillion miles per hour, weighed a lot more and all that jazz. But with Barry punching that satellite, it would have completely obliterated him. And if I remember correctly, Marlies pointed that out to Iris. And this is when the whole reverse, you know, timeline thing happened. And then Nora, as we know now, from who was the mystery girl to us, went and punched, or who appeared to be Nora, punched the satellite alongside Barry at the same time, resulting in Barry Allen not dying, because you would have to have assumed now that he would have died. Now this gets confusing anyway with the whole 2024 missing things. Like, would Barry have died in 2018 because of this thinker thing? This is where that all just F's with my mind. Obviously we can't confirm if that was actually Nora Allen. You know that we saw like the freaking hand punching with Barry, but we saw like another suit, we saw some cool van braces or whatever, you know, forearm guard protection. It looked like it was on top of Nora's like jacket, or should I say Iris's, but it evidently wasn't. So this like dark jacket we see, who is punching the satellite alongside Barry, surely is a different piece of clothing or suit rather than the one she was wearing at the end of the scene. And the reason why we can't confirm that this is Nora / mystery girl helping Barry is because we just can't. Even though she said like, I made a huge mistake, doesn't mean that was her. And I'm not saying that it is or it isn't. I'm just saying we don't know till we know, right? Okay, so now to go over a couple of theories. Who knows? I may add one in of my own if I literally think one up on the spot right now. But number one is through changing the timeline, through helping Barry, you know, stop the satellite from basically causing a catastrophic extinction event on planet Earth. She changed the timeline, and she's not called Dawn Allen, but Nora Allen. Now, I think the producers already explained why they wanted to call her Nora, and I guess this could make sense. Some people were arguing if Barry died, Iris would have raised, you know, she was unbeknownst to her pregnant. She raised the mystery girl, aka now who we know as Nora, but if Barry would have died, she might have been called Dawn, but now Barry is alive, she, you know, was called Nora. I don't really know what to say about this theory. I mean, I guess that could happen, but at the same time, I don't think this is going to be the one that strikes gold, this theory. I mean, this is what they've had to say about that end episode and that end scene with Nora Allen. We always like to introduce characters and sort of highlight areas that come from the comics, but we don't want to be beholden exactly to them, so we can change the stories as we see fit and tell it for a television show. With Nora, it's the time that she comes from and what she did. She makes this sort of big mistake at the end of the episode. You see the concern of what she's done, and Barry certainly learned his lessons from time travel, so now it's going to be interesting to put him on the different side of the problem and see how he can help her fix it. So at the beginning of what I just read out, I think it's kind of like what I've always said, whatever show I've covered, not all the time things should be copied and pasted from comic books. TV shows will of course change it up, even if they did actually take inspiration, quite evidently, really, if you look at it a little bit, you know, from the Dawn Allen character, or the Dawn, or basically Barry and Iris's children. They just change it up a little bit, and that's how I think it should go. You always get people saying in the comments, oh no, this isn't supposed to be how it happens, and if you change certain things. But no, I respect TV shows for changing it up. That way there'd be no mystery at all, and things would just be like, oh, I read that before, but now I'm seeing on the screen. There is cool elements to that, but at the same time, it might not be as interesting, you know, rather than changing it up. So no, through Barry now being alive, through that speedster saving him, I don't think that's the reason why her name is Nora and it was once Dawn. I'm just throwing that one out there. Okay, so the second theory is, what if they are identical twins? So Jessica Parker Kennedy is playing two people. Now, some of the evidence for this is that she's acting quite eccentric. In previous episodes, for example, the wedding, where she's outside the apartment giving the gift, goodie, nappy, whatever bag they were saying. And then with the big mistake, she was acting quite serious. She not only acted a little bit differently, but I just think that's because of, you know, she did kind of make a big mistake apparently, so why would you be all eccentric? She did actually look different. I believe her hair was shorter, and that's something else to discuss in a minute. But what if Don and Dawn Allen are really in this version of the TV show, and what we just talked about with how they still change things a little bit with the names maybe, Jessica Parker Kennedy could be playing two people, so there could still be two identical twins, just like Barry and Iris have in the comics, but instead of Don and Dawn, it might be Nora and Dawn. Now, personally, with what I just read out, I honestly think I mean, who knows, there could be some merit to this, because I will discuss a couple of other aspects to it in a second. But as for the Dawn and Nora aspect, I don't think that is necessarily the case, just mainly because of what I just read out as well. I think they changed the name to Nora just because, you know, why not? Because Barry, yeah, I could see that happening anyway. He names one of his daughters after his mother rather than Dawn and Don Allen. But there still could be, what I will say is there still could be two twins. You never know. One of them, a lot of people are thinking about, could be the reverse. So like a troublemaker, she could have come back in time to stop this person. This is how things get out of hand and things, I don't know, this is just what I'm just discussing right now. It's way out there. Like, there's no way of knowing if, like, the other twin, if there is another twin, is a reverse Flash. Do you know what I mean? These are just complete, you know, trying to land it in the hoop ideas that we have no evidence backing behind, but they're still fun to discuss, which is why I love to discuss them in this video. But yes, what I'll say about this theory is, I definitely think that she is called Nora just because they wanted to change it from the comics. However, there could be a twin, could be an identical twin still, could still be a boy, and that could still be a reverse Flash. This is all doable, I suppose. And not only that, the reason why I think there is still another sibling is because even though they changed the name from the comics, I still think they're going to keep the twins aspect. Maybe they might not be called the Tornado Twins. Maybe they will. And maybe what she's done has impacted this other sibling. But this leads me to number 3. But anyway, guys, I would love to know your thoughts about this theory number 2 in the comment section. Okay, so now for like the last main theory that I chose to pick out of like the God knows how many there are out there, is that through changing the timeline, or whoever changed this timeline with the speedster punch alongside Barry's, but let's just assume that was Nora, the lady we saw at the end of the episode. She goes back to her timeline and sees how much has changed, and she's just like, I just made a big mistake. So essentially this gives us a Flashpoint 2.0, which in brackets, by the way, everyone is actually theorizing to a Flashpoint 2.0. This could actually very well be a thing, since she did actually, or whoever saved Barry from the satellite, like, did change time. Like, this would change time, because that satellite would have obliterated Barry Allen. But I still have the issue with, but what about the missing in 2024? Did this all technically happen all the time, so he still goes missing in 2024 and he got saved in 2018, so that always happens, but technically he didn't once upon a time because he died. Do you know what I mean? That's where stuff gets stupid and really makes it confusing. But anyway, guys, I said the end of the theory number 2 kind of led into number 3's theory. Through this big timeline change, when she goes back to the future, she might realize that she erased her brother, or her identical twin sister, or yeah, more likely the brother. Who knows if that is even a thing, as I've already discussed. But yeah, that is interesting. However, I would have to say to myself, I mean, it's plausible, because time could just, like, I guess, you know, with Iris being pregnant, could just have made it so that she only did have one baby in the womb. you never know, but I think that might be reaching, just because why would Barry being alive, you know, and being saved erase her sibling? I mean, this could happen just because of what I said, just because of reasons, but you would have had to thought that through Barry still being around, they probably would still have more children, you know. So I don't know. So I don't really have too much to say on this apart from what I've already said. Like, with Barry still being around, surely like that this just wouldn't erase another sibling if there is one anyway, which I am feeling slightly confident about. Like, as I said, they've changed the names, sure, like Nora instead of Dawn. But, you know, I definitely think they wouldn't change the fact that Iris and Barry would have twins. So I'm still hoping that there is still a Dawn out there maybe, and they could be trying to double kind of bluff trick us. But this one's just called Nora that we've seen so far. But regardless, with this timeline Flashpoint 2.0, whatever big mistake she made, which could be potentially her in that speedster suit who did actually save Barry, she could have actually changed things to the point of herself. Like, she comes back in time and her hair's shorter. She's a bit different. But the only thing I feel a bit confused about with that is, would she really change? I mean, I suppose she would, but she would be, I don't know, she would still be aware of everything, just like Barry was when Flashpoint changed. If you remember back to when we had the Flashpoint before, he didn't really look too different though, even though technically his whole life he had been going to school and had been raised by his mum and his father his whole life. But he himself didn't change too much in terms of appearance, but it seems that Nora has. I don't know. This is where you guys come in. But either way, guys, like, these are like the three main things, and sure, like I threw a few other little rocks in there as well as to, you know, what could be changed or like changing up on certain theories. But I would love to know what you guys think. What was Nora's big mistake? Was she actually the speedster under that suit? Is there a sibling? Did she erase her sibling? Did she turn her sibling evil? There are a bunch of questions with this, but ultimately I'm just going to leave it at, let me know what you thought of everything I discussed in this video. But other than that, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Flash videos just like this, subscribe for more. I'm sure I'll probably be making more Nora Allen videos, because that just seems to be the thing at the minute, and I have to admit it is quite interesting. But yeah, I won't be pumping them out like four times a week or anything. Other than that, I want to say thank you to my patrons. Link to my Patreon page is in the top of my description, along with my other links such as to my Discord, to my social media. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. But apart from that, guys, be sure to let me know everything you think on Nora Allen in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.